What's up, everyone, and welcome back to another day of A Very Erika Christmas. Guys, today's video, I am jazzed about, okay? I made a pair of ears. Can you believe it? My BFF Sariea over at Dream It DIY asked me to be a part of my very first DIY ear swap. I said yes, but I was very reluctant. I was really nervous about it. I said yes, so obviously you're here. I committed to it. I sent off a pair of ears, but today I'm gonna be showing you how I made the ears that I sent off to my friend Sammy over at Just Sami Things. I gifted Sammy these Santa Claus themed ears. I do love the way that they turned out. I will say that I am proud of them, considering these are literally my second pair of ears I have ever made, you guys. Pause for dramatic effect. I did follow a tutorial of Sariea's. I am not a pro ear maker like some of these people in this swap, which if you're interested in that swap, I will have a card above as well as it linked in the description box. But yes, I did use Sariea's tutorial and it was super easy to follow, obviously. So I will leave the video that I followed in the description box as well if you guys are curious and if you want to follow the tutorial yourself. I took some of Sammy's favorites from, the holiday season, and I threw together these pair of Santa Claus themed ears. I love the way that they came out. I'm not the biggest fan of the Santa Claus, but I can totally see myself rocking these. Like, that's how cute I think they are. So if you guys are interested in seeing how I made these Santa Claus ears, you're in luck because this is a tutorial, so let's do it. So as I mentioned, I am using Sariea's technique, and she so graciously provides you with pretty much everything you need to make a foolproof pair of ears. So here I am using the first template to cut out 4 pieces of fabric from this buffalo check print. I know that Sammy is a huge fan of buffalo plaid, and so am I, so I love the fabric. Next, I'm taking the foam batting template and cutting out 4 pieces of cardboard. And fun fact, Sariea did tell me that the best kind of cardboard to use for ears is the cardboard that Funkos come in. So that's what I'm using here. I have plenty of it stored away for use later on. So now that I have everything cut out, I have my 4 pieces of fabric and my 4 pieces of cardboard, it's time to get to my Cricut. So here is the phrase that I'm going to be using. Seeing isn't believing, believing is seeing. So here I'm in Cricut Design Space. I wanted the quote to have a little bit more pizzazz on the ears, so I did a portion of it in a little bit more formal writing and then another part of it in just pretty plain text. I will leave all of the fonts listed in the description box, along with like Sariea's templates and everything. So I decided to change the font for seeing and believing to be a little bit more of like a formal font. And then isn't believing and is seeing, I left in a little bit more of like plainer font, but here I'm doing what you guys see me do all the time. I'm ungrouping, moving them together, and then I will click weld just to make sure that, it's one easy, clean cut. So here I'm doing the same thing to the word believing. Next, I'm just moving my phrase around. I really wanted to make sure I was positioning it correctly so it wouldn't look so clustered on the ear or on each ear. So I decided to go with seeing and believing in green and then the rest of the phrase in white. But I did want to show you guys, since the fabric is black and white, I didn't want the phrase to get lost. So here I'm layering a layer of black vinyl behind every word. So behind seeing isn't believing as well as believing is seeing, everything is going to have a layer of black vinyl behind it just to kind of make it stand out on the ear. So next here I am laying down my heat transfer vinyl, shiny side down, and I am going to go ahead and cut out my vinyl. After that, you guys know the drill. Next thing I'm doing is I am weeding all of that vinyl before I take it to my heat press. For the Cricut Easy Heat Press, I believe that's the name of it, I just set it to 315 for 30 seconds. That's what I have it set as. So nothing else is on the fabric. All I'm doing is placing the vinyl down. First, I'm of course doing that black layer that I told you guys about. Then I will lay down each piece of colored vinyl, and I'm doing each piece of vinyl maybe down for about 15 seconds with the heat press. You don't need to do it for the full 30 seconds until everything's pretty much on there. It should look something like this. I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing for the other ear. Of course, placing that layer of black vinyl down first and then putting down the green and white. And they should look something along the lines of this. So now that we have our vinyl nicely ironed on to our fabric, I am going over to my desk and I am going to start to glue the fabric down to each piece of cardboard. Obviously, you want to do the design side facing out and glue in. I'm working little bits at a time. I'm not very experienced in this just yet, so I'm really taking my time putting down a little bit of hot glue and just pinching down the fabric, trying my best to make sure that there aren't too many like bunches or anything like that. Next, I am grabbing, don't tattle on me, you guys. This is the stuffed animal that bit the dust so I can make a pair of ears, and he is still giving, fortunately. So I am taking some fluff from that teddy bear and I'm just stuffing the ears to my liking, making sure they're not lumpy, and then I will seal them at the bottom like so. After that, I'm just going to repeat this step 3 more times. And when all 4 are done, they should be able to just look just like this once you put them together. Obviously, these 2 aren't going back to back, but I just wanted to show you guys. Next, I'm moving on to these adorable little Christmas lights. I got these at Hobby Lobby, I think for like $1.50. I know that the Santa Claus is like known for him being like tangled in the lights, so all I did was I took the lights and I kind of wrapped them around. I did a little bit of placement, you know, adjusting first before I started gluing everything down. And then once it was to my liking, I actually started to glue them. So all I did was I placed a little teeny dollop of the hot glue on where the hardware would be on a little Christmas light bulb, if that makes sense. So now that I had them to my liking, I just did the same thing on both. To make sure the little strands of lights would stay down, I did weigh them down with some scissors. They were kind of poking up, as you can see, and I didn't want a huge glob of hot glue on there. So this is what they should look like once it's all done. So this is now the following day because I did leave the scissors to weigh down the little strand of lights. So all I'm doing is placing a ton of hot glue in the center and putting, you know, 2 pieces of one ear together. Here I am lining the ear with this white trim that I found at, I believe it was at Walmart. I thought it was really, really cute. It reminded me kind of like of snowballs. And yeah, I just thought the white really popped. So next I'm moving on to the bow. I decided to go with this black sequined fabric. I thought I had black felt, but I didn't. So I am using blue, and luckily for me, it worked. So I don't know if you guys are experts at ear making. I am definitely not. This bow did not come out the way that I would have ideally liked it to. I feel like I could have done a better job. So Sammy, if you're watching this, I'm so sorry. I promise if I make you another pair of ears, the bow will be even better. You guys just have to bear with me. I will just get better and better at this. Practice makes perfect. Ever heard of it? So yeah, I'm just doing my best to make a little plushy bow. I did hear from Sariea that putting the felt in the, like, you know, beneath it really makes it look more full. So here I'm taking more of the fabric to just kind of wrap around the center to make that little knot in the front. So all I'm doing is measuring it, placing a little bit of hot glue, cutting off the excess, and here is another little part that I was really excited to do for these ears. I wanted to keep with the theme of the tangled lights, so I strung them right in between that little piece of fabric that I just showed you guys, you know, putting in the center of the bow. And then all I did was, again, I used some hot glue to tack down the little, I don't know, the hardware of the little light bulbs. And then all I did was I glued them evenly to the edge so they, you know, look like a continuous string of lights, and it should look something like this. Sariea, being the saint that she is, even provides a ear spacing template, which I don't know, if you guys don't use this, I highly suggest you do if you make your own pair of ears. I feel like I see a lot of ears being made that are kind of like crooked. This really helps me like a lot. So all I did was I placed this down and I just glued the ears right onto the headband. I didn't want to cover the entire headband just because the headband itself was black and I thought that it looked perfect. So I'm gluing the ears and then the bow right in the center. I also added some hot glue to the sides
just ensuring that the bow will stay nice and attached, and that is the final result. I really, really love the way that these turned out. It's like dual-sided. Let me know in the comments what you guys think.
That is gonna do it for these adorable Santa Claus ears. I hope that you guys enjoyed this tutorial. Special shout out to Sariea for not only inviting me to be a part of this swap, but inspiring me to make ears, and then thirdly, providing me a tutorial on how to do it. So thank you so much, Sariea. Consider me inspired. Please let me know in the comment box down below. Let me know, do you think I did a good job? Do you think I did a really crappy job? I don't know, you can tell me, it won't hurt my feelings. Actually, it will, so if you think I did a crappy job, please just lie to me and say that they look phenomenal. But for now, I just want to thank you for taking time out of your day to watch today's episode of A Very Erika Christmas, and I hope to see you back tomorrow for another episode. Bye!